Welcome, 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 everyone. Today we're going to be taking a journey with the whole AI space to what's new this week kind of thing. Just a little bit of background on this kind of, this is definitely a new thing for me, bringing it live, that is. We've been doing an AI Marketing Insider newsletter since July-ish of last year, but we've not been doing it live. So this is going to be exciting to share this. I think, telling the news weekly and maybe a little bit more of show and tell is going to bring the news to life and make it more relevant for you. That's my goal. So as you guys are coming in, just give me a shout out. Where in the world are you? And like I say, for those of you who are maybe like slightly leery of AI, my hope is that one, I can keep you educated on why it matters to us. Like there's so much news, I mean, on the daily. When social media first came out, I used to struggle to keep up with all the things. And there's still a lot of new nuances that happen, but there's not a lot of like new, like totally new things in social media today. But with AI, like it is on the daily, new things, new tools, trying to keep up with it all. It can be totally overwhelming. So those of us who are embracing it and are trying to keep up with it, there's still a lot to manage on the daily just to figure out all the stuff. But most importantly, my goal is always to like streamline it. And, why does this matter? How does it matter to us? How do we use the tools? And what tools are the best for the jobs that we are trying to affect in our businesses? So that's my angle on the whole marketing or AI Marketing Insider newsletter. On another note, you can access all of our previous newsletters and the current one that I'm getting ready to share with you by going to kimgarst.com/community. This is our AI Authority Creators community. All the newsletters are published in there. They're also on LinkedIn. We send them out via email. So there's lots of touch points. But if you want to like see all the previous ones, because there's some real gold in them, a couple of things that we do every week. We do like marketing prompts. We do not just visual image prompts, but we do, a specific like ChatGPT or, something with some specificity in it that allows you to do a very robust thing, whatever that looks like for you. So there's a lot of like good stuff in the previous versions. What's the correct term for the newsletter issues? There you go. So previous issues, you can definitely catch them and tools that I've recommended, things of that nature. Also, there's a community there where you can tap into and get access to all the things, ask questions, things like that. So it is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. There's some courses and some other things. So I highly recommend joining us over there in AI Authority Creators. Like I say, it's a free community. It's got some good stuff in it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you, and then I'm just going to walk you through some of the things, and then I'm going to show you some of the news as it relates to like the show and tell part of this. How can you use some of the things? Some news is coming news, like it's not here and it's not available to us yet, but it's still impactful. So I share it. And then some things are available and you can give it a go like immediately. So I'm going to focus on sharing some of these things with you so that you know what that looks like. So let me pull up my screen and we'll go from there. So as I said, over to kimgarst.com/community. We have our AI Authority Insider newsletters here. And if you open it up, I've got it opened up to this week's newsletter, but all the previous newsletters are in here too. So you can go check them out. I did make this fairly large so that you could see it a little better. I enlarged it. So the first news that I think is impactful for us from this past week is LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a suite of new things that are happening. Some of you may have noticed it, some of you might not have, but I wanted to make sure that I highlighted what's coming. Now, I don't have this particular feature or set of features yet, but I recommend that if you are on LinkedIn, you can go check it out. They are rolling these features out like in a beta mode, like they do all things. I don't have them on my company page. This is specific to the company page. So the things that are coming for company pages on LinkedIn are things like a writing assistant, which I think would be cool. A lot of us are probably using like, ChatGPT or Claude or, some fill in the blank on your tool of choice. But I think having a writing assistant right within the platform could be really advantageous. So that's coming. Call to action buttons that can be customized, some visitor insights. And I think this is going to be really valuable because you'll be able to see who's visited your page and how they interacted with your content, so that you can create better content, which I think is going to be good. And then you'll have an auto invite feature. I think that's going to be awesome as well. A testimonial display, also very good. And then there's going to be a premium badge as well. Now, here's the rub. There's always a but, right? There's always like, well, that sounds great. They are going to charge for it. It's going to be $99 per month per page, with an option to save by subscribing annually for, roughly $840. So I'm just curious, like, one, are you guys using LinkedIn I know most of us have a business profile there, but do you have a business page, and are you using it? That would be one question. And then the next is, does this seem exorbitant, and would you pay it? I'm just curious. I kind of think it's on the high end, even though I guess, we'll see. But basically, when I do these newsletters, I always kind of give my 2 cents on it. But I wanted to show you a couple things on LinkedIn that you may or may not be aware of. Now, like I said, I don't currently have the feature that allows me to, what do you call it? The LinkedIn, the AI features that are on the LinkedIn page. But there's some other features that you may or may not be aware of that are a part of their AI suite of tools. So I thought I'd share them with you real quick. Here's a post from my friend Ryan. He's given some information here. And then down under, I don't know if you've noticed this, but now LinkedIn has like some questions. These are educational style questions. And in some cases, they lead to courses that are inside of LinkedIn's suite of courses that they have. So in this particular example, how can local service ads help my business? So if I click on that, it'll give me a search. Now, keep in mind that LinkedIn is searching within its own platform. And then it gives you an answer, and then it gives you some follow-on questions that you might have. So it's a great way for you to educate yourself on specific posts. So I want to highlight that real quick, but I tell you, there's another tool, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen for you. Let me pull this up real quick. It's a tool called, oh goodness, I don't have, I thought I had well, I'm just on the fly. We're going to make this so you guys can go check it out. I think it's kimgarst.com / give me just a minute, guys, to make sure I give you the right link. Yes. Okay. Just making sure. Here we go. So this little tool, which I think is pretty clever, I'm going to show you how to use it in just a second. Let me add it, and then I'm going to put it on the screen real quick. So if you go to kimgarst.com /maxai.me, as you can see on this particular post, there's a little like purple star thing here, and this is the maxai.me tool. So it integrates, and it's on every post inside of LinkedIn. So if I click on it, it gives me the ability to engage with generated content using AI. Now, this does connect to my ChatGPT account. So the content is generated within ChatGPT, but I have it integrated right within the LinkedIn platform, which is pretty snazzy. So let me show you why this matters. So if I click on this, I could like it, I could love it, I could, thanks, care, joke, wow, sad, some typical instant responses. But I could also reply with key points. So when I asked it to do that, when I click on that, it'll give me the opportunity to choose a few things. So like I could choose my tone, my writing style. If you do the little drop down boxes, it gives you some options here, right? But the way I usually do it is I'll just do something like this, create a thoughtful response in my voice, I'll just say in Kim Gorst voice. Now, I'm kind of blessed because my voice is out there and a lot of the AI tools recognize it. I also am currently using Claude 3 since it gives you the opportunity to choose the different ones that you want to use. But I'm going to use Claude because I feel like Claude's a little bit more conversational in style. And then I'm just going to click that and it's going to give me an output. So it's saying, hey, Ryan, this is a great reminder for businesses looking to expand their local reach, yada, yada, yada. And now all I have to do is copy as plain text and I can paste it in here and I can hit, post. And now I've created a thoughtful response to Ryan's post. This is a great way to build engagement because if I'm looking at other people's content and I'm engaging with their content, they're more likely to do the same with my content. So highly recommend this as a way to engage with those over on LinkedIn. So that would be an insider tip for you. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the, let me get back up to the top here where we left off. Sorry. So that was the LinkedIn news. The next piece of news is the ability to create images with AI at the speed of imagination. Now, it's a little bigger than that, but I felt that caught our attention. Could you imagine being able to create images that change as you type in your prompt? What? Is that even possible? Yeah, y'all, it certainly is. So I want to show you this. This is kind of Meta's new thing. So Meta has a new upgrade. Let me go back to the news real quick. Let me highlight all the things. So they have, better assistance across all of their apps. Okay. How does that matter to us? Right. I guess having better assistance like Facebook is Meta is actually going to help us. I don't know, but real-time image generation, this is huge. And that's what I'm going to show you in just a second. The other really big thing that I think is huge here is the ability to search the web. So like Claude doesn't allow us to do that. I love Claude, but it doesn't have any ability to in real time, get Google output from it, right? So there's a little bit of a negative. You could feed it a blog post or, you can give it context and stuff like that. But I think the ability to search the web is really, really huge. And I'll give you an example of that in just a second. So also they have a global rollout. It's only in English speaking languages right now. So they're going to obviously incorporate others going forward. But so let's take a look at some of the things. When you go to meta.ai, it's integrated in a couple of other places, but I found this was the easiest way to use it. And so that's the way I'm going to share it with you guys. Okay. So you can create, if you go to meta.ai, let me back up for a second. You can log in with your Facebook Meta account. And I recommend doing that because when you do that, it will keep your saved, it'll save all the things that you've done in the past. Okay. So there will be a history of your previous things that you've created essentially inside of Meta. Now, let me show you like a real-time example of, searching for something. Okay. Like if you wanted to use the internet, ask it to do something, search the internet for something specific. So I'm going to just ask it. I'm a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, so I already know I know the answer to this, unfortunately. But I'm going to ask Meta to give me a hand and tell me research, and find out what the score for the Tampa Bay Lightning game was last night. All right. It's taking a minute. Well, I promise it works because I tried it the other night. So for some reason it's given me no results. Let's go to the one I did the other night. So wonder why it is not showing me oh, it's just spinning. Okay, so hang on. Let's do this. Okay, here. So here's the prompt I gave it. I asked it to go check it out. And then it says, here's the information I found. This is not, let's see. This is not, oh yeah, here it is. Last game versus the Panthers. They lost. Yes, they did. 3-2. So it gave me the exact, that's a real world, like last night kind of thing. It happened. And it gave me the answer that I was looking for. Let's show you how you can also use the image creator. I think this is really, really clever. So if you click on the Imagine button up here, this is the image part. This is the new conversation is more text-based. That's the real-time research, that kind of stuff. But the Imagine is their visual image prompt starter. The best way. Just take a minute. I want to make sure I'm not getting, all right, questions. Feel free, guys, to ask questions as you go. I may know them and I may not, but no, I could probably answer any and all questions. I've played around a little bit with Meta, not a ton, but I think this is a really, really clever little tool. So imagine a Morky poo. Now see, I'm typing this and you can see that it is changing. So I want imagine a black and white Morky poo playing with a let's see, a stuffed animal in a field in a field with a lot of trees in the background. Is that not amazing? Like, could you all see as I'm typing it? It was literally changing the image in the moment. And then once you're happy with it, like I could go back and change something, and it would of course change it. And it'll, once you hit the enter button, it will give you 4 variations of that prompt and away you go. But I think this is very, very clever. Now, here's this one. Here's this one. You can click on any of them. If you like them, all you have to do is download. Your download button is over here in the right-hand corner. Very, very amazing. I think very amazing. Let me see. Some of them are a little better than others, but at the end of the day, you just have to decide which one you like the best. One thing I want you to key in on here is it does now have a stamp that showcases this was an AI generated image. This is a new feature too that that they just rolled out. So, but this is clever. Just thought I would share that as a news blurb with you. And my third news article is about the turning a simple selfie into your video clone. Y'all, this is not available yet. This is Microsoft's new, they call it VASA-1 AI video generation system. It literally can turn a selfie into a lifelike and realistic avatar. So let's take a look at this. So this is where they're telling everyone and making the announcement that they're going to have this in the near future, but they're very concerned about deepfake problems. There's a lot of these types of tools out there, but this one is the best one that I've seen for, I would call it real-time facial engagement. Like a lot of times when people are talking in real time, their eyebrows lift, or the facial expressions are well, they're just lifelike. And there's been a lot of tools that have tried to emulate this that just haven't been able to do that until this. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples, play a couple of these for you. So see how the inflection and the facial features. Now this is the, let me click off of this. I don't know if you can see it, but when I play it, you can see the photo down in the left-hand corner. So see the photo that was generated. So that's just one. There's a whole series of these. And if you click on the link inside of the newsletter, you can go to this exact page and you can play around with these just to kind of see. It's great. I foresee this being amazing for those of us that are content creators, but I can see where they would be very concerned about it from the deep fake kind of concern that a lot of us have. Even though it's great for us on the front side, if you use it responsibly, it's great, but it could also be used irresponsibly. So let me just share a couple of other examples with you. So as you can see here, you've got a lot of different angles as well. So I mean, that's a huge problem when we're creating content unless we have multiple cameras, right? And to think that we could create content with a simple selfie picture, my mind is blown. Seriously, my mind is so blown over this. But there's a couple. I mean, here's another one that's like, again, just a caricature, a cartoonish photo. I mean, this is just amazing. I am so excited about the opportunity to ethically use this. Like I say, they have not released this to the public yet. I think it's going to be really interesting when they actually do. And like I say, the ability for us to create realistic content, again, using our frameworks, our words, whatever. But I just think this is going to be a really clever little tool. All right. So that was the 3 news blurbs. And I do 3 news blurbs every week. And then I'm going to roll into the marketing prompt. I do 1 marketing prompt every week. This week, the prompt is all about getting a breakdown of a project, a specific project that you're trying to do. Because when you're trying to do something with specificity, there is usually a laundry list of things that go with it, right? But sometimes we get stuck in the minutia of trying to make the list, trying to figure out all the pieces and parts of something. So I think this is going to be a great resource for you to break down bigger tasks into small, manageable chunks. So, oh darn, you can't hear the audio? Oh, all right. I did not know you guys were not hearing the audio. Oh my goodness, that makes me feel so sad because that's the whole point. I didn't see that, Barb. Thank you for letting us know. Darn it. Okay, we'll definitely go back and grab the link inside of the newsletter and check it out on your own time. It is so worth it. I think you're going to be so blown away by what the Microsoft tool does. All right. So next up, let's take a look at this prompt. So I usually explain what the prompt is all about, why it matters to us, and then I give you the prompt. So here's the prompt. I actually already have a ChatGPT thread opened. So we're going to go over here and we're just going to like choose a task. Like, what could it be? Like, feel free to give me a task. And I'll just pop you like, what are you trying to do right now? Tell me something and I'll pop it in. My first thought was we're working on a sales page right now. And I was like, well, a sales page, what all needs to happen when you're trying to create a sales page? It could be so many things. I'm just trying to think forward on some of the things that you might be trying to do. It could be, let's just do a landing page. No, let's do an email campaign. I think an email campaign would be a good task. So let me bring it back up here. There we go. All right. So as you can see, I've got email campaign. Now there's like 4 places in here that you need to copy and paste that. So I've got it in, there's 1, 2, here it is again, 3, and then 4. Okay. And then I'm just going to hit the enter button. And I'm going to enlarge this so we can see it a little better. Okay. All right. So it is currently thinking. So let's give it a minute. And it doesn't usually take this long. So we're going to, just in case, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, dang it. Okay, well, let's try that again. I tell you, when you want it to do something, here we go. Now it's going to cooperate with me. So it's breaking it down for me. These are the things that I need to do in order to make sure that I can create my next email campaign. This could literally be any task. It could be any task that you want to figure out. Like, what's the breakdown of all the things that I need to do? As you're looking at this, this is one of the things I think is fascinating when you are trying to do something specific in your business. Or you're hiring someone to do something specific in your business. This is like a biggie, right? Okay. Lots of times you think, oh, that's a simple thing. They can do it in, 3 hours. But if you break down any task, it is a lot of stuff if you're doing it correct. So take a look at all these things. Write your subject lines, craft engaging email body content, develop your call to action, create visual assets if applicable. Choose your email design or a template or the layout of it. Customize the template. I mean, this is a lot of work, which again, when you try to break it all down, and understand what has to happen within a specific task, I think this can really be helpful. The nice thing about this is you could continue to pull on all of these pieces to have ChatGPT help you do the things. Okay. You could have it help you write your subject lines, and you could have it, help you write your email content, the body of it, what's the best call to actions. So once you have a framework and you know what you have to do, you can continue to have ChatGPT or your tool of choice help you do the things so that you get things done faster. So just thought I would highlight this marketing prompt and why it's important and how you could use it. And then I also want to share that we featured this in this. I'm going to put this on the screen as well. We have it's Agents of Change, which is my friend Rich Brooks is having a virtual event. It started today. You can still sign up for it. I highly recommend, like, if you go to kimgress.com/AOC 2024, you can check it out. There's 30 speakers. It's got a ton of, let me get back to the details here. Well, let me just go to I'll show you the actual website. Here it is. So if you go to register today, you can sign up for free. It doesn't cost you anything. The only problem with this is if you do sign up for free, you do have to attend the events live and in person. There is so much information going to be shared here. If you can't be at all the sessions, but you want it, you can obviously pick one of the passes. I think one of these one is $149 and one is $299. But it is a ton of great information. Highly recommend going and checking it out. There's some information here, the speakers, the agenda, all the things, but definitely go check it out if you are in learn mode or want to learn something specific. This is a great free opportunity to capitalize on. So we did feature that in this week's newsletter as well. Tools. I love me some tools, y'all. So let's talk about tools real quick. There are so many tools that I think are very similar in opportunity and outcome. But I do try to choose tools that are have some unique feature to them. The first one that I wanted to pull up and share with you is Clap. So if you go to kimgross.com/clap, I've got it on the bottom of the screen. I'm going to pull up the screen here and share what this tool is all about. So it helps you turn videos like YouTube videos into short content. So you're able to repurpose content that you may have on YouTube and turn those into TikToks, Reels, Shorts, short form content, essentially. This is not anything new than like Opus Clip, for example, does something similar. It's just that I like some of the looks of the content was a little bit different than Opus Clip. So, and it was super easy. The editing was super easy. The reframing was all of it was, I felt like was super easy for end users to create content. As you all know, a lot of these pieces of content today are very similar in look and style, right? So making it easy for people that I share tools with to do the thing is my first and highest goal. So I'm just going to show you an example of one. All I did was I pasted a YouTube clip in here and I clicked on generate shorts. I did sign up for the account. I have not paid for this tool yet. So there is a pricing model here. 20 for monthly. Let's go to monthly. So $30 a month. That allows you to upload 10 videos a month. Depending on how much content you have, that might be great. It might not be enough. So depending on, again, your needs. But I want to share what it looks like. So what happens is once you drop in your YouTube clip, it will go through your YouTube clip or your YouTube video, and it will pull out clips of your video, and it usually ranks it. Now, interestingly enough, Opus Clip does this as well. So it'll give you what's called a virality, a score. Essentially, that is something that is designed to tell you, hey, this particular content is going to be of more interest, more than likely than some of the ones that down towards the bottom. This one's got 75% virality score. So this one in this video, this is a set the stage. So why this, in my opinion, this would be totally worthless outside of the context of the longer form piece of content, because where's the rest of it, right? So you just kind of have to pick and choose if any of them are applicable to what you're trying to, share. What I have found with a lot of these tools is that these are great. I think specifically when you're doing interview types of videos where you're asking a question and you have a guest that's responding. Sorry. Let me take a sip real quick. But sometimes these repurposed videos, sorry, they don't make sense outside of the overall bigger piece of content. So you just have to pick and choose. I thought this one was okay. So, if I titled this one correctly, I think this one could work because it's keying in on three specific things. So this one I might be able to use. So the point is, and this particular one is like I call it an up and a down, where it's a demo and a voiceover, or I'm at the bottom essentially. So just wanted to highlight this tool. So if you do have video you want to repurpose, if you have podcast content where you have a video component to it, these are great. These tools are amazing for stuff like that, repurposing that style of content. And then the next tool is Rizzle. I am not as impressed with Rizzle as I was when I first saw it, but I'm going to tell you what caught my attention, and then I'm going to tell you why I'm a little perturbed with them. Okay. So it caught my attention because it basically said you could take your video to thumbnails, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool because a lot of people spend time and energy with doing this manually. So meaning, they take a snippet from their original piece of content that they recorded, and then they do the text overlay to make their thumbnail, right? So it's like, oh, that's great. I love that concept. So that caught my attention. But the reason that I'm not super pumped about this tool, even though I think it could be a good tool, is because they don't allow you to use it or try it for free. So that's a problem for me. So you can't test it out to see if it does a good job before you spend money on it. So I'll leave that right there with you guys and let you decide if it's worth trying out or not. But it does thumbnails, teasers, clips, B-roll, maps, infographics. So I think it has potential. I really do, but I like to try things before I pay for them. So just throwing that out there. And then I want to share an oldie but goodie, Motion Leap. Motion Leap is a part of Light Tricks suite of mobile apps. Now, these are currently in mobile only, but I love, love, love Light Tricks products. So this particular piece that I wanted to highlight is they have a new feature. It's called a text to image AI art generator is now available. And what does it do? You just type in any description and watch it turn into an AI generated artworks in minutes. So that's pretty cool, right? So let me show you an example of, I'm just going to play the trailer because I feel like if you don't understand what things do, it's very hard to get behind checking them out, right? So I'm going to show you the trailer and you can decide. I think I think you're going to be blown away, but let me just share it with you and you can decide. I am going to try to turn the volume up just so hopefully you guys can hear it. Pretty clever, right? So the point is that you could take a static image and do like literally just like this, where with some like literally running your finger over it, you can now make her hair blow in the wind. I think that would create some amazing social media content that would be unique and grab attention. What do y'all think? So I definitely recommend checking out Motion Leap. All right, let's see. Couple of last things from this newsletter I wanted to highlight. I always do a meme of the week, so you feel free to download those and use them if it makes sense. This particular one is about writer's block. Like, you get that, like, your eyes are glazed over when you're trying to figure out what you're going to post on social media. The visual image prompt. I usually do visual image prompts from the lens of, what can, blog content, or, what visual image prompt can you use in your business is usually the lane that I do, or lane that I go down. But there is a lot of creative fodder when it comes to black and white images right now. So I did a simple black and white landscape image. The thing about this is you could change this to anything, like, a serene, minimalistic black and white landscape with, you could edit it to any way that you want and use it, change the size, but you could use this to put text overlays on, etc. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for the black and white look when it comes to content for our socials and other things. And then always, I always like to make sure everybody is aware that they can join our community. Don't hesitate to join us over there, because not only do you get all of our previous episodes, but there or episodes. What's in? Yeah, I mean, you get all of our previous versions of our newsletters. There is some courses there free for you. There's an opportunity to ask questions. There's all the things. So definitely join us. We have issues. We have issues. What kind of issues? Did I miss it? All right. Well, hopefully I didn't miss something important. Thank you. Newsletter issues. Thank you, Rhonda. I'll make sure I get that straight eventually. So, any questions? What was your biggest, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to use that, or I'm going to go check that out right now? For me, when I saw the new Meta, I haven't been using Meta too much, just to be totally frank. All of these platforms are coming up with their own things, but I haven't used Meta too much. I'm more intrigued with Meta now. I think it's got some opportunities for us to create amazing things. And then I'm very intrigued by Microsoft's new video, selfie to video concept. But we'll see. And it's like I said, so far they haven't released it. I think they're very concerned about how good it is and the ability for people to use it nefariously. But yeah, I'm just excited that you guys joined me today. We'll be doing these every Wednesday. We'll do the news live. So this was the first iteration of our newsletter in a live format. All right. Well, if I don't have any questions, I guess I'll leave you guys to enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget, like I said, join us over at kimgarris.com/community. You'll have access to all of our previous newsletters, and you can get some really great nuggets out of them. All right. All right. Well, take care of yourselves. Stay safe, and God bless.